On 2K Sports. And well over halfway into the season now, GA, how much have the rookies changed since the start of the season?
Kevin, most are completely different players, right? The foundation was there, but they know their role on the team, and it's more about refining their game than learning it.
Good. And we have to mention, Greg, the utter dominance MP has shown recently, right? A huge scoring night for him on insane efficiency. The numbers, you can't even believe what you're reading.
You just don't see stat lines like the one that MP had very often. Kevin, it looked like he had a cheat code on the way. He was making everything from the floor.
Look at Cleveland's starting group. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. James is out there with Mitch, and it's Webb in at the 3. And now let's take it over to the sidelines for a bit on MP. DA.
Thanks, guys. We've got 2 MVP candidates clashing in this one, and MP believes that will make things extra competitive. He said the best players bring the best out of you. We know we have to be locked in against this team, and I'm sure they feel the same way about us. They do. Kevin?
They're not taking this matchup lightly, are they, David? Nor should he. Well, the Miami Heat have always been in contention, Stan, for the East, and you've worked in the organization. Why is that?
Well, look, Kevin, I'll admit to a bit of a bias here, but they have a great coach, maybe the best in the league. He's been there since 2008. That consistency and continuity really helps, and this team expects themselves to win no matter what they go through.
James kicks to Allen. Pass to Mitchell. 6 on the shot clock. Uncovered. Miami grabs the miss.
And that's one he wants back, just wide open, but not able to connect that time.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Miami shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
The free throw drops for Hawkins. Hawkins hits both of them.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
Mitchell passes to Allen. Deflects the pass. Hawkins with the steal. And it's the Heat on the break. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic. 6 points for Jaime Hawkins.
Well, look, this is how you want to start every game. 5 for 5. Come on.
Mitchell kicks to Allen. Ball's not loose. Back to Webb. Pass to Mitchell. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Oh, the leaping ability of Mitchell, allowing him to go way upstairs.
Here's Z. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
James, the pass to Mobley. On the wing, Mitchell. Here's Webb. Buries it from 3-point range.
Excellent pass from Mitchell. His teammates are so fortunate to have a guy to make them better.
Doncic finds Hawkins. Z, good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. Mobley outside. Back to Mitchell. Fires from deep. It's hauled in by the Heat. They went to Cleveland for their last meeting with the Cavaliers, and they came out with the win.
And it was pretty much a cakewalk for them the last time these two squared off and had a clear advantage on the backboard.
Yeah, but they can expect a whole lot more resistance this time around. No team likes to lose a rebounding battle.
Mobley outside. Back to Webb. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. And now the fast break. Mitchell with the ball. Finished off the break. And that's now 6 points for Donovan Mitchell.
And understanding where to run to in transition, Mitchell is very opportunistic when the break is on.
Here's Z. Here's Adebayo. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Mitchell outside. James looking around. Shoots over Doncic. James, no good. Here's Z. Covered by Mitchell. Here's Z. Comes up empty down low.
Wow, missed opportunity from point-blank range. You got to make those.
And so it's the Miami Heat holding on to an 8-point lead heading in. He's checked in for the Heat. Z comes in for Paul. And Cleveland also making a change. Shepard's checked in. So with James on the bench, this is who Kenny Atkinson has out there. Ivica Zubac is out there with Peyton Watson. Then there's Webb. Then there's Shepard. Webb. Oh, that's blocked. Jaquez the pass to Z. And it's in there. Z's got the lead up to 10 now for the Heat.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hi, guys. Z in that last game against the 76ers played some superb ball. He scored an amazing number of points, and to no one's surprise, he was dialed in from deep. An amazing performance. Probably we won't see a night like that anytime soon. Kevin?
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take over?
Unstoppable. They won that game because of his effort and just his overall relentlessness.
Yeah, and we're likely to see them go to him early on. See if he can't replicate that performance.
Z can't get it to go. The Cavaliers trail by 12. Webb with it. 5 points in the game. And it's Shepard missing. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Here's Z. Good on the three-point shot. Z's got 16 points.
Well, he's been very reliable tonight. Not wasting any chances. Really using his head.
Pass to Watson. To halt the run. Jaquez with the steal. There's the three. Webb pulls it in.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here we are, Stan, seeing more and more great international players in the NBA. And you've had a chance to coach some of the good ones as well.
Well, yeah, look, Kevin, you're right about the league now. We see every year, it seems like, the MVP is an international player. I had Hedo Turkoglu was a big part of what we did in Orlando, was a most improved player in the league one year and a key part of our team that made it to the finals. 6'10", highly skilled, very versatile guy. There are great players coming from everywhere in the world.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Walker comes in for Jaime Jaquez. And Doncic is subbed in for Trey Murphy. Cavaliers moving the ball around. Plenty of daylight on that shot. 9 points in the game so far.
And Mitchell is a confident scorer, including from downtown.
Here's Z. And the layup falls. And the Heat lead by 14.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Here's Watson. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Watson's got his first points of the night.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Z can't get it to go. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And that was a tough one. They expected to play well and did, just not well enough.
Yeah, but those are the games you can learn from. You see where you are now and where you need to get to.
James kicks to Allen. Allen, a screen on Doncic. Watson's shot is off.
Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
Doncic outside. Fires for three. The three ball from Doncic.
And we know Doncic has limitless range, but for him, it's about becoming more consistent from deep.
Here's Mobley. Walker with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Pass to Z. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And James pulls it down.
Well, that one should be in his wheelhouse, but just off the mark.
Poked away. And that does it for the first half of play. Heat lead by 14. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
21. Fans, please
Greetings.
Well, right now for the Heat, I had them as a top team before the season, and now I'm picking them to make the finals. Tell me I'm wrong, Kenny.
And let's talk now about the game we've been watching. What a terrific first half for the Heat.
Hey, these guys are a bunch of artists, man. You know why? They live for the paint. Oh, that joke was weak, but their play style is Diesel approved.
And that'll do it for halftime.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. What a game we're seeing from Z.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
We've got Z. Jaime Jaquez is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then it's Walker, and it's Doncic in at the point. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. When Donovan Mitchell, Greg, is on the floor, he is the offense.
Yeah, and that goes beyond just his ridiculous scoring. It gets overlooked that he's also a skilled passer. So one way or another, Mitchell is finding points out there.
Now Cleveland moving it up. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. If you think Luka Doncic makes amazing shots in the games, you should see his trick shots. It's legendary stuff with his teammates. Luka says, I'm just making them up. I like to have fun, so sometimes I just try some new stuff. And of course, Kevin, he always feels like they're going in.
Thank you, D.A. He is a magician with the ball. A very creative mind, and it's fun to watch. And here's what the Cleveland Cavaliers schedule looks like. On Friday, they continue the road trip heading out to the Bay Area to take on the Warriors. Then on Sunday, they'll be playing the Clippers in Los Angeles.
And looking at the Utah matchup, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team. Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Pass to Mitchell. Back to James. Here's Mobley. 5 on the clock. Allen passes to Mitchell. Count that bucket. Mitchell's got 18 points.
And guys, we know Mitchell can fill it up in a hurry, which is what makes him so much fun to watch.
Jaquez outside. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got 3 assists in the game. And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. Look at the Kings. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And you know, for the Heat, they believed they were the best team entering the year. Others believed it too, and we've seen nothing to dissuade that assumption.
Mitchell kicks to James. Pass to Mitchell. Puts up a 3. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
Yeah, very hot start out of halftime. Making their first 3 shots, getting the looks that they want, and knocking them down.
Z can't get it to go.
Well, after 3 straight makes, that's their first miss of the half.
James, the pass to Webb. From downtown, Mobley misses. Pass to Hawkins. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Excellent at dishing the rock. Luka with the nice feed.
Mobley outside. Back to Mitchell. Here he goes. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
Playing from behind right here. Not easy, but he is answering the bell.
Well, consistent scoring is a good foundation for a comeback. They can't be wasting possessions now.
Z can't get it to go. Pass to Doncic. Heat moving the ball around. Here's Z. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got 5 assists tonight.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
It's so easy, Coach, to highlight the athleticism, but there's certainly a mental aspect to the game as well. I know you value that as a coach.
You can never, Kevin, overestimate how important intelligence is. I was in the NBA, or have been around the NBA for 30 years.
The Cavaliers trail by 15. So with James on the bench, this is who Kenny Atkinson has out there. They've got Ivica Zubac. Peyton Watson is out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then it's Chandler.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area. And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Yeah, he's leaving no doubt in this one. Doing everything he can to slam the door on a comeback.
Watson the screen. Kuzma can't get it to go. The Heat leading by 17. Here's Z. Chandler with the rebound. Kuzma outside. 4th quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Miami's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Christie's checked in for Trey Murphy. In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Heat.
Well, they've really been sharing the basketball. All coaches talk about that, try to get their teams to do it. It's really great when you see it in action.
And also, guys, they've been showing how dangerous they are in the open floor. When they see a chance to get easy points, boy, they just jump at it.
Pass to Kuzma. Shot clock at 6. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. Watson. Excellent D from Z. The Heat leading by 19. Here's Ball. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 4 assists in the game.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Pass to Kuzma. And landing zone fouls have been a part of the rule book for some time now, Coach. It's changed how shooters shoot.
No question, Kevin, and it's a good thing, I think. The NBA needs to protect the shooters. They're doing that. None of us wants injuries that could be prevented. We don't want to see the great shooters just come down and land on somebody's foot and miss 6 to 8 weeks.
Here's Z. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And the Heat with some changes. Bam Adebayo's checked in for Pokusevski. Jaime Jaquez comes in for Kristen. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Lonzo Ball.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet. Well, he's getting all he can offensively and making the most of it.
Mobley right side. Mitchell outside. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Heat out offense. They've got a 10-0 run going. Z, good.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
Mobley outside to the inside. That's tipped. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Z. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. And it's 37 points for Z.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
Back to Webb. Lets it go. Walker with some nice D.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Heat.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And on the year, looking at their record, this game will make it 49 wins.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Z.
Yeah, you know, he was a man on a mission in this one. The defense had absolutely no answers for him tonight.
A three-pointer is right on target.
And in nailing the three there, he puts a lid on what's been a huge run by the Heat.
To the paint, here's Z. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Z's got 41.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin.